Hi everyone, I am Avdesh God. In this video, we'll learn about what barbell or dumbbell chart is and how to build the same in Tableau. Well, let's get started and build the same right from scratch. This is what a barbell or a dumbbell chart looks like. Over here, we are visualizing the change in total sales per year over a specified period. We have also distributed the same by the category field. We can see that the sales for furniture in 2020, depicted by the right-hand circle, has increased to approximately $215,000 from an yearly sale of $157,000 in 2017 that is depicted by the left-hand circle. Moreover, we can also see the change in the total sales over these years per category mentioned over the line of the barbell chart. Thus, we are getting multiple information over here. That is, we can easily identify for which category out of furniture, office supplies, and technology we have the highest increase in sales during this specified period, and along with that, we can also see the initial and final amount of sales on which this change has happened. Well, let us move to the next sheet to build the barbell or the dumbbell chart right from scratch. We need to start off with a basic bar chart in order to build this. Let us put the category field available under the product hierarchy in the dimensions on the row shelf and sales available in the measures over to the column shelf. Let us set this to fit the entire view. We need to filter it by the dates to set two discrete values, that is, for year as 2017 and 2020. To do so, let's drag the order date field over to the filter shelf and select years. We'll click next, and over here we'll select two discrete years, that is 2017 and 2020. Reason being, a requirement is to see the total sales of 2017 and 2020 per category along with the change in sales of what happened in 2017 as compared to what happened in 2020. We'll hit OK. As of now, we can see the sum of sales distributed by category for the year 2017 and 2020 only. Let us now change the mark type to circles and increase the size a little bit. We will require two calculations, one for calculating the 2020 sales per category. I have already made the same. Let us open up Sales 2020 field. To do so, right-click on that and select Edit. Herein, we have used the fixed LOD which is a level of detailed expression used to perform calculations at a different level than specified in the view. We'll learn about this in the upcoming sections. But as of now, just think of it that it will calculate the sum of sales for each value of category separately at the level of category itself. Moreover, we have also specified a filter in the if clause or the conditional to take up the sales only if it is coming from the year of the order date belonging to 2020. Let us close this for the time being. We will require one more calculation for the difference of sales of these 2 years that will basically form this intermediary line that we have highlighted just now. If we open up the second calculation that we have built, we can see that again we are using the fixed expression over category and summing up the sales if it is belonging to the year of order date 2017. And from this calculation, we are subtracting the previous one, that is, the sales of 2020 that we created earlier. Let us close this as well. Now all we need to do is put up the sales 2020 field or calculation that we have already created in front of sum of sales in the row shelf and change this particular mark type to Gantt bar. As we want this bar to depict the difference of sales of these 2 years, that is 2017 and 2020, so that's why the second calculation that we have built to depict the sales of these 2 years will be putting up on the size shelf to derive the size of this Gantt bar. Let us reduce the thickness of the Gantt bar a little bit. Let us also change the color to a shade of gray. All we need to do is turn on the mark labels and set the alignment accordingly. In order to move this mark label a little bit upwards, we'll do a trick. Using the Control key, we'll copy this over to the labels. Now the labels are active. All we need to do is go to the end of this particular measure and hit enter thrice. We'll open up this calculation and enter few blank spaces at the end. And indeed, what these blank spaces will do is they'll move the number a little bit upwards than the particular line that we have created to show the difference. Now, let us go to the second marks card. Herein, we want to display the circles for both of the years, that is 2017 and 2020. Right now, in the left chart, only a single circle is displayed, and that is showing up the sum of sales for both 2017 and 2020. In order to separate it out on a year basis, using the Control key, select the dimension over the filter shelf and bring it to the details shelf of the first mark card. As of now, we have two circles, one belonging to 2017 showing up the sales and other belonging to 2020 showing up the sum of sales of that particular year. We'll turn on the labels and set the labels accordingly. Using the control key, let's drag sales and year over the labels. Let us go to the label shelf and format the labels a little bit so that it looks good. We'll decrease the size to 8 for year and make the color change to a light gray. Well, now we have two different charts. All we need to do is combine these two. To do so, we'll turn this into a dual axis. As of now, what we can see is the line is coming up over the circles. The very first thing that we need to do is synchronize the axis so that the line starts from the center of the circle. Now our requirement is to bring the circle on top of line. All we need to do is change the position of the marks card so that the sum of sales becomes the second mark card and comes on top of the Gantt bar chart that we have built up using this particular mark card. Well, we are almost there. Let us format this by hiding the top axis. Let us format the labels a little bit by right-clicking on it and select Labels. Select the font size appropriately along with the font colors. We'll also move the alignment to left. Let us format the lines as well. We'll remove all the grid lines. After that, we'll continue the same process for lines as well. Well, this is what we were looking forward to. We can also move the shelves over to the left, and the chart will occupy the entire space. In this video, we learned about how to build a dumbbell or a barbell chart right from scratch. In the next video, we'll learn about what are sparkline charts and how to build the same in Tableau.